Welcome to StudioBinder Academy. I'm Brandon. In this lesson, I'll guide you through the process of introducing characters in your screenplay with rich character descriptions that can set the tone for your script. Introducing characters in a screenplay requires a bit of formatting, a bit of craft, a bit of art, and a bit of love. When formatting character introductions, there are some basic elements you'll want to include in your descriptions. Traditionally, for the first appearance of the character within the script, the name should appear in all capital letters to draw attention to this new character's entrance, along with an age range, some description, and some traits. Let's take a look at this simple character introduction example. So as you can see, we have the name in all capital letters, the age range in parentheses, a trait, and some description. By the way, you're not required to use parentheses or add the age range at all if you believe your description and story will suffice. However, the vast majority of introductions will include an age range and traits. Since these descriptions will eventually be seen on screen, you want your descriptions to be visual, but remember to take advantage of introductions to add a bit of style and insight as well. Let's take a look at some example introductions from some popular films. Our first example is from the film Inception, written by Christopher Nolan. Nolan's introductions here are pretty brief. We get a specific age for Cobb, while Sato's age is vague. Sometimes a screenwriter or director is more concerned with the actions in the plot, and they want the rhythm and intention of each line to be the focus, not character traits. Our next example is from Get Out, written by Jordan Peele. Interior, Brooklyn loft, bathroom, morning. Chris Washington, 26, a handsome African-American man shuts the medicine cabinet. He's shirtless and naturally athletic. He scrutinizes his reflection with a touch of vanity. Interior, Starbucks counter, morning. Rose Armitage, 28, Caucasian, brunette with freckles, cool and beautiful like an old summer camp crush. Rose looks at pastries through the glass. She can't help but smile. Now, if you've seen the film, we know that these introductions give us no hint about Rose's character that will eventually be revealed. But by setting up the couple as normal and relatable, the payoff is much greater when the twist is revealed. And our last example is from The Game, written by John Brancato and Michael Ferris. Interior, master bedroom, day. In the steam-filled bathroom, we make out Skylar Van Orton, now 38. He's handsome, fit, and apparently in complete control of his world. He steps out of the shower, wraps a towel around himself, and grabs the bathroom phone. As he speaks, he continues his morning ritual, hair combing, Q-tips, etc. Skylar is a man in almost constant motion. You'll notice that there are a few non-visual character descriptions in this character introduction that, in other sections of the screenplay, would be considered a screenwriting faux pas. While we can't see concepts such as being in control of his world or a man in almost constant motion, they do help build some character. For descriptions, you can include physical character descriptions, emotional descriptions, or some concept that provides context. Now, if you're introducing multiple characters, you can either set up a bunch of individual scenes similar to how Jordan Peele introduced his two characters in two separate scenes, or you can introduce your characters in some form of group setting, similar to this example. So here we have a scene with three separate action paragraphs introducing multiple characters. First, we're introduced to our main character, Connor, followed by a paragraph that sets the scene, and an additional paragraph introducing our supporting characters. Each intro is short, sweet, and to the point. Now, while breaking the introductions into their own action paragraphs does add additional length to the script, it also helps with the readability of the scene and keeps the reader engaged. When it comes to when to introduce a character, some believe the first character we meet should be the main character of the story. However, in some cases, you might benefit from building some anticipation. For example, in the screenplay for Inglourious Basterds, we meet a French farmer and one of his daughters before we meet Colonel Hans Landa. And it's not until the end of the scene that we meet Shoshana. And only after it ends do we get to meet Lieutenant Aldo Rain. Each and every one of these character introductions worked really well despite being spaced out. And by meeting the antagonist first, it sets the tone for what the protagonist is up against. Now, that's not to say that it's not possible to wait too long to introduce your character. you'll want to aim to introduce them within the first 10 pages. And when it comes to where to introduce a character, aim for a setting that perfectly encapsulates the character. If it's Neo from The Matrix, you might meet him alone in his computer dungeon of an apartment. And if it's Indiana Jones, in the middle of a dangerous adventure might be the best bet. So as you can see, there are many different ways to introduce a character in your screenplay, and by following these guidelines, you can craft introductions that add depth to your character and story and keep the reader engaged. Well, that's going to do it for this lesson. I hope this has been helpful. If you're looking for more deep dives into the StudioBinder software or filmmaker interviews, be sure to like and subscribe to be notified when new videos are added. I'm Brandon with StudioBinder Academy. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.